Wednesday, the 12th of November, 2025. I am Vafle Kamara presenting. In the headlines, President Joseph Boakai issues Executive Order number 156 to protect local manufacturers. Liberia Broadcasting System Management refutes allegation that it has a gambling center in its Pinsville Broadcast Complex. 47 indicted former government officials face arrest order from Criminal Code C Judge Usman Fekai. And away from Liberia, United Nations Human Rights Office says hundreds of people were killed in Tanzania's post-election protests. These and many more stories, including sports, the weather report, the news in simple English and French are coming up. First, the news bulletin. President Joseph Boakai has issued Executive Order number 156 to protect and stimulate local manufacturing in Liberia. Executive Order 156 is an extension of the previous Executive Order issued 135. The new Executive Order seeks to promote sustainable economic growth, create jobs, and protect the domestic industries from unfair competition posed by imported goods that are already locally produced. He said the issuance of Executive Order number 156 is under the authority granted by the Constitution to introduce updated local industrial development surcharges on selected imported products. The release said that some imported products threaten the viability of Liberia manufacturing. Meanwhile, President Joseph Boakai has mandated the Ministry of Finance to disseminate the applicable rates and affected product categories to all relevant stakeholders. Among the listed items subject to surcharge are flour, biscuits, soap, tissue, soft drinks, and menthol products, among others. The Mansion said those manufacturers or measures are designed to create a level playing field for Liberian manufacturers, strengthen local value chains, and encourage reinvestment in domestic production. The president emphasized that said action aligns with Pillar 1 of the arrest agenda, which prioritizes agriculture, roads, rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. According to the president, his administration will continue to formulate strategies to stimulate employment and enhance national competitiveness. The management of the Liberia Broadcasting System has, in the strongest term, refuted allegations that a gaming center has been established at the system's premises in Pinsville. On Tuesday, the plenary of the Senate ordered its Committee on Information and Broadcasting to launch an investigation into the allegation. The Senate's decision was based on a communication from Bomi County Senator Edwin Snow. But in a statement issued Wednesday, the LBS management termed the allegation as fabricated lies, devised to tarnish the system's hard-earned reputation. LBS, through its acting Director General Alexandra Amnon, clarified that the only theater it is premises at its Pinsville Broadcast Complex was refurbished to host high school quizzing, comedy shows, and press conferences, among others. Meanwhile, Madam Amnon has, on behalf of the LBS management, welcomed a planned investigation and visit by the Senate's Committee on Information and Broadcasting. At the same time, the management of the Liberia Broadcasting System has clarified it did not enter into any agreement to establish a gambling center at the system's Pinsville premises. According to the LBS management, Blue Star High Tech Liberia Limited, a legally registered company, has asked to use the system's theater to carry out its daily live draw, which will be paid for, thus adding revenue generation for LBS. The decision to allow the draw to be carried live at the theater was reached by the management in order to cut the cost of LBS having to transport equipment, manpower, and other resources on a daily basis at the company's facilities in Sinka. The LBS management wondered why such requests will be termed as formal agreement when there is no document to support such claim. In a statement issued Wednesday, LBS reminded the public of its statutory mandate to, among other things, enter into, perform, and modify contracts, leases, agreements, and other transactions with other entities, public or private. LBS, the release said, will continue to work within the framework of its statutory mandate and with any partner, be it public or private, to generate 40% prescribed by law. The management of the Liberia Broadcasting System reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring ELBC Radio and LNTV remain the premier media entity for professional broadcasting in Liberia. A general arrest order has been issued for 47 indicted former government officials, including former Chief of Protocol Nora Finagondo. According to our judicial reporter, the arrest order was approved on Tuesday by Criminal Court Judge Usman Feka. Judge Feka's action comes as a result of requests from the head of the asset recovery team, Councillor Edwin Martin, for the 47 individuals. Councillor Martin's application is seeking to compel the indicted ex-officials to come under the jurisdiction of the court for criminal prosecution following reports that they have gone into hiding. Meanwhile, Judge Feka's general arrest order has been forwarded to Police Inspector Gregory Coleman to apprehend the 47 ex-officials any time of the day or night as provided by law. In a related development, Criminal Court A has issued a writ of habeas corpus against the Ministry of Justice and Police Inspector General Colonel Gregory Coleman for wrongfully detaining without charge. A writ of habeas corpus is a writ requiring the living body of someone under arrest to be brought before a judge into court to secure the person's release unless lawful grounds are shown for their detention. According to our judicial reporter, Judge Roosevelt Willie, November 11 was triggered by a petition filed by the chairman of the Independent National Human Rights Commission, Councillor Dempster Brown. Judge Willie's mandate is demanding the Ministry of Justice and Police Inspector General to surrender the living body of the accused in question. Meanwhile, Councillor Dempster Brown's request to the court has compelled the Justice Ministry and the Police IG, Gregory Coleman, to make available the living body of the accused. The court argues that holding the suspected criminal in detention beyond 48 hours violates the 1986 Constitution. The Senate Committee Chair on Public Accounts and Audit, Amara Kone, has disclosed that the General Auditing Commission is conducting an audit of the Labor Ministry's work permits compliance. According to Senator Kone, the GAC's audit of the work permits followed an inquiry by Montserrado County Senator Abraham Darius DeLong. Buffalo County Senator said the committee has since communicated with the GAC to prioritize compliance audit on the issuance of work permits in this ongoing audit at the Labor Ministry. It disclosed that the ongoing audit on the issuance of work permits aligns to aliens in Liberia will inform the Senate and the public about the ministry's work permit regime. Meanwhile, Senator Amara Kone is calling on members of the Senate to exercise patience until the ongoing audit is completed. The Ministry of Education is expected to launch an educative manual for all school-going kids across the country. It is being named and styled Drugs and Substance Abuse, a component under the already existing high school health clubs programs. Assistant Education Minister for Student Personnel Services, Sona Sisi, said the manual is aimed at educating students on the negative effects of drugs and substance abuse.
The health club manual had several things that were missing. Drug and substance was not one of those things that were highlighted. We immediately raised that and worked with the partner to develop this manual. And it's been validated and it will be launched this month. The dates and timing of all of that will be announced.
Sisi told the station Wednesday that the ministry is concerned about the rate at which substance abuse is among school-going kids. According to her, the manual, when launched, will educate students on the danger of substance abuse in schools. Meanwhile, Madam Sisi has disclosed the ministry's plan to integrate a comprehensive sexual education curriculum in all teachers' training institutions. The European Union is commending government for mustering the political will to transform the country's agriculture sector. EU Ambassador to Liberia, Nonan Deprez, credited such endeavor to Agriculture Minister Alexander Nuta, a move being championed by President Joseph Boakai. Ambassador Deprez said the EU is committed to supporting Liberia's journey toward food self-sufficiency and climate resilience. She spoke on Tuesday in Congo Town at the launch of a €5 million investing in livelihood resilience and soil health project in Liberia. The project aims to promote soil regeneration, climate-smart agriculture, and resilient livelihoods for smallholder farmers across the country. Deputy Civil Service Agency Director General for Administration and Finance, Daniel Mianye, has termed the ongoing training for government human resource officers and deputy for administration as a continuous effort to modernize the civil service. Daniel Mianye said the training will help strengthen institutional capacity for efficient and accountable public service delivery. Mr. Mianye said that automation replaces the former paper-based manual process with a secure, transparent, and technology-driven platform that ensure fair and lawful payroll deductions for civil servants. According to him, the CSA will continue to drive reforms that align with the government's arrest agenda. Mr. Miayan also added that the training represents not just the deployment of technology, but a reaffirmation of the CSA's shared commitment to good governance, accountability, and service excellence. The Deputy CSA Director General for Administration and Finance was speaking at the start of a training for government HRs and Deputy for Administration on the LPA onboarding program on Wednesday in Cinco. Students in Lofa County are appealing to the Ministry of Education to re-administer an assessment test intended to award scholarships to successful applicants in the county. According to the students, they are financially constrained to facilitate their stay in Bangabon County, where they are required to sit the test. The test is for students from the Free Pentecostal, KMU, and Esther Bacon University. Meanwhile, the students are expected to deliver an appeal document to the county education officer and other stakeholders Wednesday, asking for their intervention. The test is scheduled for November 15. And Police Inspector General Conor Gregory Coleman has admitted to capacity gap within the Liberia National Police. The capacity gap, according to Conor Coleman, is undermining the professional integrity of the police force. He blamed the situation to limited training capacity building opportunities for officers since the departure of the United Nations mission in Liberia UNMIL in late 2016. RG Gregory Coleman wants the legislature to increase the LNP's current budget by additional $12 million to address critical human resource gaps at the police. Conor Coleman was speaking Tuesday when he appeared before the plenary of the House of Representatives. According to the Police Inspector General, the proposed $12 million will be used to recruit, train, and deploy new officers across the country. If you just joined us, you're listening to Newsline on ELBC Radio, the 1-hour presentation of the most reliable news from Liberia and the rest of the world. One of the big stories we're following this afternoon: 47 indicted former government officials face arrest order from Criminal Court Chief Judge Usman Fekai. But President Joseph Boakai has issued Executive Order Number 156, replacing Executive Order Number 135, to protect and stimulate local manufacturing in Liberia. Emmanuel Bono has been reading through an executive marshal release and now reports.
The new executive order is expected to promote